Assalamu alaikum viewers, my name is Zishan Akbar and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. In this video lecture, I will let you know that how to write the chapter 1 of your research proposal. This chapter 1 is mostly written as introduction part of your research. So before starting the lecture, I would like to request you to please subscribe my channel if you have not subscribed it till now. So basically, the introduction is the crucial, or you can say it is a very important part of any research proposal, as it is the stage setting for your entire study. Because introduction is the first chapter for any reader, because he will start from this point. If it impresses your reader, then your whole research proposal can be a interesting one. So it should be eye-catching, mean it should capture the reader's attention, and it should also provide the background information of your research area. And the third and last thing that it should include is that it should clearly state the purpose and objectives of the proposed study. So if your introduction includes these four things, mean it the introduction includes the important things relevant to your research, and it is eye catching, mean it captures the attention of your reader, and it includes the background information uh, to your relevant study, and it also elaborates the purpose and objectives of your research. Then it can be a perfect research introduction chapter. So in next we will start our second paragraph with a hook. So, what a hook is, it means that you have to begin your introduction with an attention grabbing statement. So, you have to include a statement that will that will attract the attention of your reader, that will attract the reader and make them to read your proposal continuously. If you have included a boring statement, then the reader will leave studying or reading your proposal. If you have included any attention grabbing statement, then it means that reader will be interested in it, and he will try to read it deeply, and he will try to understand your basic background knowledge relevant to your subject. So basically, in the last step you will include some basic examples or some basic realistic models, mean you can include some statistical figures, you can add any provocative question, or you can include any idea relevant to your topic of study or topic of your research. If you include these three things, mean you are going to include statistical data in your research or your introduction chapter, or you include any provocative question that will attract the attention of the reader, or you are going to include a new idea in your research, then the reader will be focused on your proposal. And the next step, you will let your reader know the background info. That reader may be your research supervisor, that may be any committee or any funder. So basically, you have to pass him the background knowledge. So you have to provide some context of your study by briefly summarizing the literature that is already done uh, on your topic. This will help to establish the significance of your research question and it will demonstrate that you have a good understanding of the current state of research in your field. Because you are not in person with with the evaluation reader, uh, so basically your proposal will be representing you in front of him. So basically you have to make it important that you are going to signify the question about your research. If you are not signifying the question about your research, then it will lighten your research and the reader will lose his concentration or her concentration. So basically, you must show him that you are properly understanding the study area in which you are going to adopt the research. And in next phase, you have to be clear. So what does the clarity means? That you should clearly define and you should clearly state your research problem or your problem statement. If your research problem or problem statement is not clear, then you should avoid sending this proposal to any expert. So before uh, you are judged for yourself, you have to judge your mistakes by yourself. It will be done by proofreading for 3 to 4 times. So better is you write your proposal, you prepare proposal on one day, and you have to reread it or proofread it after 2 to 3 days, so that you can find various mistakes in your research proposal. So after providing some background information, you have to clearly state the research problem that your study aims to address. This should be a concise statement that highlights the gap to be filled in your research area. Uh, Let us suppose you have studied or examined 20 to 25 research papers relevant to your field, and you found some type of gap in those, and you started researching that gap, and there was not a thorough knowledge or plenty of knowledge on that gap. So you have to highlight that gap, that my I will be researching on in my field of study, and this research will fill this gap in my area of study or in my subject. So, in the last part, you have to evaluate or you have to include the purpose and objective of your study. Sometimes this part of the introduction is written as aims and objectives. So basically, this is same. You can write it as aims and objectives are purpose and objectives. So basically, you have to clearly state the purpose and objective of your study. If your purpose and objectives are not clear, then your reader will be bored and he will reject your statement or your proposal. The purpose should be a broad statement of what you hope to achieve through your research. If your statement is broad and the reader can think it in a broader sense, then you have a greater chance to be accepted and that your proposal will be accepted. And the characteristics of objectives should be it should be specific. The objectives of the research should be specific, it should not be broad. So, and the next characteristic of the objective is that it should be measurable, and at last it should be achievable thing. If your objectives are specific, measurable and achievable, then you can accomplish your research and you will be able to accomplish your purpose of the research. If your objective is not specific, if it is not measurable and achievable, then your purpose will not be achieved. So, at last, this is the closing statement, that your introduction must be engaging. It should engage the reader, that he will read from the first line to the last. And it should be informative, mean the reader should feel that he is getting some thorough knowledge about your topic of study or your topic of research. Your introduction should be conveying, mean it should convey your message or your idea to the reader. If it is not conveying your idea, means your proposal is not up to the mark. And at last, it should be concise and focused with clarity. If your introduction chapter is not concise and focused, and if it has no clarity, then it has 90% chances of rejection. So you have to be very concise and focused in your idea, and you have to pass the clear concepts about your topic and about your area of research. Otherwise, your research proposal may be very uh, unfortunately, it will be rejected by any reader. Thank you very much. In next video, I will include the literature review chapter, that what should be included in the literature review chapter, that is chapter 2 of our research proposal.